Back home, Kevin Rudd, and an advisor to Julia Gillard was quoted in The Age as saying that he's out of control, that he puts out numerous press releases, he doesn't run any of them past the Prime Minister's press office. Now, this was a guy who was a control freak in office, but he seems to be operating in a different way himself.
Nothing's changed. I mean, even to the extent possibly that Kevin still thinks he's Prime Minister. Nothing has changed. I thought it was extraordinary yesterday morning when the Foreign Minister got up to brief the nation on what was happening in Japan before the acting Prime Minister could get up and have his say. Given that there hadn't been the Security Committee meeting yet, nobody was quite sure what Australia was doing. No one was quite sure the predicament of Australians in Japan. And there's the Foreign Minister at 10 o'clock in the morning.
And this morning, Wayne Swan, of course, has been booked for 2 days to be on this program at 9 o'clock. Kevin Rudd bobbed up on Channel 7, Channel 9 and News 24 in the space of 20 minutes at about 8:30 this morning.
And also announcing, as you put to Wayne Swan, announcing that we had demanded of the Japanese Foreign Minister information about this nuclear situation they've got here that's actually of no danger to Australia, demanding, and that had it clearly caught the acting Prime Minister for the last week completely by surprise. It hadn't been run past him. I mean, this government is descending into the greatest farce since Khemlani days. I mean, this is a joke. We now have not just one Prime Minister, we have two Prime Ministers, with Kevin Rudd setting the foreign policies. In fact, people would argue we have three Prime Ministers, with Bob Brown setting the Greens policy.
Some might argue that.
I mean, it's a joke.
You don't hear it very often.
So
Somebody has.
The thing about Kevin, though, isn't it, is that it can only end in disaster because he's still angry about the way he was treated. Polls like the one this week, which showed that he's more popular than the woman who deposed him, only serves to reinforce his inflated view of himself. And he is going to keep running his own race. He believes he doesn't have to be beholden to the government or the Prime Minister, and everybody just ends up chasing their tails and covering
exactly. But what does it say about the dysfunction at this very critical relationship between a Foreign Minister and a Prime Minister, where Julia Gillard's own advisers are briefing journalists about him being out of control and a disaster and causing her embarrassment? They're briefing on. It's incredible.
It's not a good look.